Money from this $1.8 billion settlement fund to those, in his view, were really mistreated. He even said Hunter Biden is welcome to apply.
ABC's Stephen Portnoy reporting. Your money at this moment, the Dow is down 254 points. The S&P is down 37. And coming up, warming temperatures. KSL weather is next. KSL News Time 1:01.
The sources where we get our news matters.
When you listen to Utah's Morning News, we want you to feel the stories are important to you and trustworthy. This is Amanda Dixon.
And I'm Andy Farnsworth. Join us weekday mornings on KSL News Radio.
Lunch was great, but this traffic is awful.
Can we stop at a bathroom?
Are you all right?
I keep having stomach issues after eating, like diarrhea, gas and bloating, abdominal pain, and sometimes oily stools.
Sound familiar? Those stomach issues may actually be a pancreas issue called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. Creon pancrelipase may help manage EPI. Creon is a prescription medicine used to treat people who can't digest food normally because their pancreas doesn't make enough enzymes.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall, if you are allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor and always with food. Do not chew capsules as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon. Call 800-633-9110 or visit creoninfo.com to learn more. That's CREONinfo.com.
I'm asking my doctor about EPI and if Creon could help.
Breaking news right here on KSL News Radio as San Diego officials have stepped to the podium to give an update on the deadly mosque attack that happened yesterday down in Orange County, California. Chief of Police of San Diego, Scott Wall, joined at the podium right now.
The heroic actions of a security guard at the Islamic Center. I had no idea how heroic those actions were. The individuals that did this heinous act ran past the security guard, most likely not knowing he was there. He immediately observed the threat to everybody at the mosque. He began to engage them with gunfire. Both suspects returned fire. You can see the security guard reach for his radio and put out the lockdown protocol. The security guard then continued to engage in a gun battle with these two suspects. His actions, without a doubt, delayed, distracted, and ultimately deterred these two individuals from gaining access to the greater areas of the mosque where as many as 140 kids were within 15 feet of these suspects. Tragically, he died in that gun battle. The other two victims, as best we can tell with the video surveillance at the mosque, drew the attention of both of these suspects back out into the parking lot area where they were unfortunately unable to flee. And both suspects were able to successfully corner them and kill both of them. While both suspects were outside, the massive response that was seconds away undoubtedly pushed both of the suspects to run back to their vehicle and flee the parking lot. And I want to be very clear, all three of our victims did not die in vain. Without distracting the attention, without delaying the actions of these two individuals, without question, there would have been many more fatalities yesterday. Here with me to tell you a little bit about these three victims is Imam Taha. What you will not hear from us today is the names of these two suspects. Today is about our victims and our community coming back together again. And I have to say, the courage and the strength that Imam Taha has shown in the last 24 hours is beyond inspiring. And so with that, let me bring up Imam Taha to talk about our three victims.
Thank you. Thank you, Chief Wall. Excuse me if I get a little bit emotional. We call them our brothers in the community. We call them our martyrs and our heroes. Our security guard, Amin Abdullah, he goes by Amin Abdullah. Brian Climax, such a lovely person. He never stopped smiling to anyone, our community members, as well as our visitors. Not for him, as Chief mentioned, the carnage would be much worse. He's the one who stopped them, who slowed them down. If he didn't do what he did, and he sacrificed his life, the two suspects would have easily access to every single classroom. We're so proud of him. I envy him when I see messages about him literally from all over the world talking about his heroism. This is our brother. The second one, Mansour Kaziha, our elder. He goes by Abu al-Izz. He is the pillar of the Islamic Center of San Diego. He has been since 1986, when the community started breaking the ground to build the Islamic Center. He was there. He has been at the Islamic Center for the last 40 years, working non-stop. In the last 22 years, being the Imam and Director of the Islamic Center of San Diego, I have never done anything without him. He is on the top of my list for people to call. Every single thing going wrong. Even the light, is not working. Brother Abu al-Izz, can you come and fix it? Anything that goes wrong, he was the handyman, he was the cook, he was the caretaker, he was the storekeeper. He was everything. I don't know what I'm going to do at the Islamic Center without his assistance, his daily assistance. We miss him. The entire community miss him. Our third brother, Nadir Awad, our neighbor. He lives across the street from the Islamic Center. His wife is a teacher at the Islamic school. He is every single day at the Islamic Center joining the prayers, every single day. When he heard the shooting, he rushed to do something, to protect. And he joined Mansour Kaziha. They died together. Mansour Kaziha was the first one who called 911 right before he was killed. And both of them, they tried to do something. They were hiding in the parking lot next to the kitchen. They tried to do something to protect. But unfortunately, they sacrificed their lives to protect the entire community inside the Islamic Center of San Diego. I was there. I was upstairs. And I heard everything. I was hiding until the law enforcement came and escorted us outside the building. We have never, ever expected such thing to happen at the Islamic Center of San Diego. I mean, we are used to receiving hate mails, hate messages, people driving by and cursing and all that stuff. But such horrible crime, we have never expected this. Even though we tried throughout the years everything we could do, applying for Homeland Security grants. We have a fence, security armed guards, security cameras covering every single spot inside and outside the Islamic Center. What could we do more than this? So this is what my community is going through at this time. My community is mourning. My community is keeping our three heroes in their prayers. My community is around the three families, trying to show support and sympathy. So this is what happened at the Islamic Center, and these are our three heroes. Please keep them in your prayers. Thank you.
You're listening to an update from the local authorities down in San Diego. After the shooting yesterday, they took the lives of 3 victims at the Islamic Center. We just heard from the Imam of the Islamic Center, the director of the Islamic Center of San Diego, Taha Hassan, who spoke about those 3 victims. The chief of police, Chief Wall down there as well, also mentioning that they're not going to talk about the suspects or their names, but instead to talk about the heroics of the 3 people who undoubtedly changed the course of what the purpose of that violence was. 140 kids, they're saying, were in those rooms, Ethan, when they found out more about. I mean, we saw those kids being escorted out of the building, and we said, those are a lot of young kids, 140 children there, and the actions of the security guard and then the 2 people there at the Islamic Center who worked there with the Islamic Center also were able to take those guys out of the equation, in the sense of being able to distract them enough to be able to make sure that they didn't get into the center and to make matters even worse from what they were, and they're considered heroes in their community today.
Well, yeah, I mean, they gave their lives. They gave their lives for those kids and those teachers and for that community, and it's impressive. It's impressive to see what they did, and it's chilling to think about the kind of conversation we could be having today were it not for what they did.
Let's go back to Mark Remley, who happens to be the special agent in charge of the FBI in the San Diego branch down there. Here's what he is now saying at the podium after the mosque attack from yesterday.
And we refuse to give these subjects a platform to try to inflict their hateful beliefs onto others. We will not stand idly by and give their hate any credibility. We are thoroughly investigating this case to learn everything we can and will not stop until we get to the bottom of what happened and why. But we also want to learn how this happened and what we can do to stop future acts of violence. FBI personnel are working diligently on this case to uncover everything we can about the subjects. I want to thank all the employees of the FBI San Diego field office and the U.S. Attorney's Office who worked tirelessly throughout the night. Our SWAT team, our evidence response team, special agents, intelligence analysts, professional staff worked side by side with our San Diego Police Department to collect every piece of evidence and review every piece of information we have so far. Here's what I can share with you that we know at this time about the case. In coordination with the San Diego Police Department, we're currently conducting extensive interviews with the subject's family and friends. We've executed 3 search warrants at residences associated with the subjects. During those searches, we found and seized numerous firearms from 2 of those locations, including numerous pistols, rifles, shotguns, ammunition, tactical gear, as well as electronics. So far in this investigation, we've seized over 30 guns and a crossbow. We're continuing to process the information from all the locations, and we will provide more information when we're able to do so. We've also executed search warrants on the electronic devices the subjects had with them at the time of the incident, and we're in the process of obtaining additional search warrants for additional devices. In the vehicle they used, we also identified writings and various ideologies outlining religious and racial beliefs of how the world they envisioned should look. These subjects did not discriminate on who they hated. And let me be very clear, to anyone that thinks that they can end the world through violence, they are sorely mistaken. The FBI, our law enforcement partners, and our community are much stronger than you think, and we will always serve on the right of good. I want to thank all of our law enforcement partners who responded to yesterday's shooting without hesitation. Truly, the quick work of the San Diego Police Department in tracking down the subject's vehicle and their instincts in intercepting the subjects helped keep a horrific situation from being far worse. We are grateful to all of our partners. We couldn't do it without them. We'll continue to work closely with all of our partners through this investigation until we get all the answers we all deserve. Again, we also want to thank the public for their patience, and we ask you to continue submitting information by calling 1-800-CALL-FBI or submitting any photos, digital evidence, or images you may have to fbi.gov/Islamic Center of San Diego shooting. Lastly, our victim specialists are available, and we're getting reinforcements from headquarters today to assist anyone in this community that was impacted by the shooting. This is in addition to the resources the San Diego Police Department and the District Attorney's Office are already making available. For that, I'll turn it over to the Chief.
At the forefront of today's message and our collective direction moving forward is to bring this community back together again. And here, as the mayor and as a person that deeply cares about what is happening here in this city, Mayor Todd Gloria.
Thank you, Chief. And thank you all for being here. Imam Taha, thank you so much for sharing your testimony and your witness and letting your fellow San Diegans know more about these three extraordinary men who, as you just heard, sacrificed their own lives in order to protect the children that were at that school.
Okay, we're going to let this press conference go. It sounds like they've rolled out. The details are going to roll out. But we will keep an eye on this throughout the rest of the afternoon here on KSL News Radio. We're going to grab a quick break, and then when we come back, it's KSL Brightside.
This is Nate Orchard from Advanced Window Products. When you live in Utah, your windows do a lot more than let the light in. They protect your home from freezing winters, blazing summers, and everything in between. That's why Advanced Window Products builds every window for your local climate. No middleman, no out-of-state delays, just factory direct quality, custom made for your home. Imagine a quieter home, a warmer home, a cooler home. Our high-efficiency vinyl windows are engineered to lower your energy bills and boost your comfort all year round. And installation is done by our own certified in-house crews, never subcontractors. That's why Utah homeowners give us 5-star reviews. Right now, take advantage of our anniversary sale. For a limited time, get $2,500 off when you buy 10 or more windows. Call 801-850-9100. That's 801-850-9100. For 40 years, Advanced Window Products has been the name Utah trusts for custom replacement windows and sliding glass doors. Advanced Window Products, built here, installed here, trusted here. Call 801-850-9100 for that $2,500 off, or visit us at advancedwindows.com to schedule your free in-home estimate.
This Friday from 10 to 1, the movie show comes to Sound Sleep. But first, take time to learn about a better night's rest. Sound Sleep delivers oral appliance therapy that treats sleep apnea without the use of CPAP machines. They're professionally fit, warranted, and covered by most major medical insurance. End the days of a poor night's sleep. With offices from Clearfield to St. George, Sound Sleep will help. Call Sound Sleep at 801-716-8672 today.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-292-4541 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-292-4541. That's 800-292-4541. What do you have to lose? Call 800-292-4541. Again, 800-292-4541.
Getting help with plumbing repairs is easier than you think. All you have to do is call Any Hour Services or schedule an appointment at anyhourservices.com. No one helps more homeowners than Any Hour Services.
KSL Brightside with Ethan and Alex. Turn your afternoon around on KSL News Radio.
All right, welcome back. Welcome to KSL Brightside. We carried for the first little bit of the program, we carried this press conference in San Diego regarding the shooting at the mosque yesterday, with the 3 victims being hailed as literal heroes.
Yep.
Their intervention, they gave their lives to save. It's hard to imagine what could have happened had they not stepped in, put themselves in harm's way, bought the school enough time to get secure, and they paid the price. They paid the ultimate price for it, and I think they knew what they were doing. And
well, the security guard knew exactly the way that they described him as kind of being at the forefront of being the one who actually initiated the full shutdown.
Just
protocols.
astonishing bravery. Bravery.
But also engages in gunfire with him, right? And then ends up losing his life in that moment. And then people were able to draw him into the parking lot. And then those 2 gentlemen end up being killed as well. At that point, then the emergency vehicle or the emergency response, they're all almost there.
Yeah.
Undoubtedly they heard them. They flee to their cars. This is what we're hearing from the, how it went down from the chief of police and from the imam himself. But man, pretty darn impactful when you listen to that and then you say 140 kids were in that building. We saw them getting escorted out yesterday during those images, and you just go, what? Those guys, we could have been having a very different conversation today. It's never good to see that somebody loses their life in this situation. But you look and you say, there could have been some kids that lost their lives yesterday. And that's probably why what's even more scary is, now they're finding out more about these 2 guys too, that's probably what the intent was. They knew exactly who was going to be at the mosque during that time as well.
Oh, yeah. They were there for a specific reason. And we don't need to go into it. We can celebrate. I think the way that they approach this, the police chief and the others in this press conference, I think they did the right thing, and they said, "Look, we're going to talk about these victims and their heroic actions. We don't need to get into those 2 young people who went there to spread death and mayhem." And Alex, so this is our commitment to you. That we're going to bring you any new updates if they arrive. We think we've got all the information right now that there's going to be. So if there are updates with more information, we'll bring it to you. Aside from that, though, I think we do our 3 things.
Yes, I've got it right here in front of me.
You got it?
I had it ready, and then you shocked me again. And then I was now I'm ready. Here we go.
Your top trending stories happening right now. KSL Brightside's The 3 Things.
Sometimes you pulled the rug right out from under me. And by that, I mean I had it in front of me the entire time, and then I totally forgot we were going to press the button. So there you go. Full disclosure, I screwed it up. No.
All right, first up on our 3 things, Consumer Reports, or Consumer Affairs, has done research into average commute times across America's 50 most populous metro areas. And their findings might surprise you, or maybe it doesn't, but the Salt Lake metro area has the 6th best traffic in terms of rush hour traffic.
You know what? I think that people who are not used to, people who've lived in places where the traffic stinks, we take for granted the fact that we get slowed down sometimes, right? I mean, we're peering.
When you're in a traffic jam, your city has the worst traffic in America.
Oh, for sure.
It doesn't matter what.
It doesn't matter what it is. I'm staring straight into the traffic center over here, and the KSL Traffic Center does the best job of anybody anywhere. And you know what? They could have to bring you the worst news all day, every day. It's already bad when it gets slowed down. But if you've ever had to have driven through rush hour in Seattle, rush hour in Houston, rush hour in California, in Los Angeles, you know that people actually do have to carve out 2.5 hours to get to their office.
Yeah.
In some cases.
So in Salt Lake, though, it's 23.9 minutes is our commute.
And that's almost exactly what mine is, by the way.
And our total congestion time is 2 hours 24 minutes. That's our total congestion.
So it takes me about between 20 and 25 minutes to get to the office, depending on slowing down and things like that. And 25 minutes is nothing of a commute. By the way, you and I worked together when I was doing the hour and 15 minutes one way. I was doing almost, and with the core construction going on I-15 in the mid 2000s, I was
terrible.
I assumed we were the worst in those very moments.
So, Alex, who do you think was one better than us?
One better? Like
one better. Like, who are our neighbors on this list? So we were the sixth best. Who do you think was the fifth best?
I would assume it's a metro area that doesn't. I mean, we're not talking about like, some cities have cracked the code on having.
It's not going to be Los Angeles, right?
Right, but it's not. It's not like some cities have cracked the code on how to like relieve the congestion. It's probably places who have similar demographics, like from a population standpoint. I don't know. Twin Cities, Minneapolis, St. Paul.
It's Grand Rapids, Wyoming.
No, it's not.
Kentwood. No, it's Grand Rapids, Wyoming, Kentwood.
What?
Minnesota.
Yeah, Minnesota. See,
Grand Rapids, Wyoming, Kentwood, Minnesota.
So you just said a bunch of things that are all different.
No. They are the.
That's the area.
This is what it is. This is
Wyoming, Minnesota.
Hold on a second.
You're.
I'm just reading you what it is.
I know, but Wyoming, Minnesota is not a place.
There's not like a city.
I don't
we
think
have cities
so.
called.
No, I know that there could
Grand
be.
Grand Rapids. Is it a tie? No, it's not tied because these are
Wyoming, Minnesota is a city in Minnesota. No, it is a city.
Is it a city in Minnesota? Yeah. Is it near Grand Rapids?
It's in, I don't know.
Okay, then get off my back.
Now I'm disappointed that we are. I mean, actually, that's a good boost for us. I mean, that is in the middle of freaking nowhere, and we're right by them.
So
they got nothing going on.
Who do you think is one worse?
One worse than us.
So one better is Grand Rapids. Let's say Grand Rapids, Minnesota.
Yeah, that shocked me with that one. I'm going to go. I guess I'll go with Bozeman, Montana.
No, it's Buffalo.
Oh, New York?
Yeah, Buffalo.
All right.
So there you go.
Just do what you did with the Minnesota one. Yeah, it's Buffalo, South Dakota, Toronto, New York.
Hey, I didn't write this. I just read it.
Okay.
When you were on my case, I was like, well, geez, maybe it's a misprint.
I didn't know it. You said a bunch of stuff that I'd never heard put together.
Yeah.
So
well, now you have. Now you're a more educated, more literate person.
You're from Wyoming, Minnesota? Oh, perfect. You're fun to be around. Yeah, thanks for always doing that. Next up on the three things, Ethan.
Next up on the three things, they've got a new idea to handle Arches National Park congestion.
We still have never been able. Speaking of bad traffic, actually, you know what? I take it all back. Utah's terrible traffic if you're down there.
If you're down in Moab.
If you're down in Moab and you're trying to get to Arches, it's been a problem. And they've tried to do the pre-done reservations before. That doesn't really work very well. The shuttles. They've tried to figure out they're going to add maybe a new shuttle. That's what this one is, right?
This is what it is. And I'm actually surprised that it took them this long to get here. But they're going to run a shuttle between Main Street, Moab, and Arches. And just bring all the traffic into Moab, and then you take a shuttle from Moab into Arches.
I don't hate that.
And honestly, I don't know how else they can do it. Yeah. Because there just isn't space once you get up into those canyons.
From a larger perspective. When was the last time you went to Arches?
It's been a long time. In fact, I actually participated in this. Do you remember this? I participated in this whole thing because I was out camping. Hold on. We're about to go to a news break. I'm gonna share the story when we come back. When we come back, I'm going to tell you the story about how I played a role in this early on. No, I'm serious. This really happened.
Ethan Millard going camping changed the entire future of how Moab sees travel. That's coming up next on KSL Brightside.
That is probably the exact way you would want to say it.
All right, more to go around the corner after news, traffic, and weather.
1:30 at KSL News Radio. I'm Reagan Edelman. KSL's top local story this hour. The Utah Immigration Court backlog is continuing to grow. Data from a Syracuse University research group that tracks immigration court cases shows there are now nearly 49,000 pending cases in Utah. The Department of Justice recently added another immigration judge in Salt Lake City, bringing the total here to 4. The growing backlog comes as immigration courts across the country continue dealing with rising caseloads and long waits for hearings. Our top national story this hour from ABC News. More details from President Trump today about his decision to not launch military strikes against Iran. Here's ABC's Karen Travers.
President Trump said Tuesday he was an hour away from making a decision to launch military strikes today against Iran.
Yeah, it was all done. The boats, the ships are all loaded. They're loaded to the brim. And we're all set to start.
But the president said he put the strikes on hold at the request of Qatar, Saudi Arabia, and the UAE. Asked about his new deadline for Iran to come to the negotiating table, the president said,
I'm saying 2 or 3 days, maybe Friday, Saturday, Sunday, something, maybe early next week, a limited period of time.
Karen Travers, ABC News, the White House.
Your money at this moment, a down day on Wall Street. The Dow is down 244 points, the S&P is down 39 points, and the Nasdaq is down 176 points. Coming up, warm weather coming back just in time for Memorial Day weekend. KSL weather is next. KSL News Time 1:31.
Mornings are for recharging.
And they're for starting your day right.
We volunteer to join you in the car. Get news and weather at 102.7 FM during the most important part of your day.
Andy and Amanda, each morning between 5 and 9 on KSL News Radio.
Wednesday on KSL. Sometimes you find yourself on the wrong side of someone's bad intentions. Hey, why'd you steal my package? Why'd you steal it? Sometimes the court orders them to pay you back.
The total damages was $109,000.
How often are victims actually made whole?
At the end of the day, she paid $20,000.
A decade later, I'm going to let you know how much restitution I got and what it takes to get it. Why'd you steal my package? Paid back. Wednesday at 10.
Jeff Kaplan here. Got to tell you, the paint job looked great, and our friend Sue couldn't say enough good things about CertaPro painters. They were professional, zero drama. They cleaned up. The house looks amazing, and if you need your house painted, you should know that CertaPro makes it a worry-free experience, and they do it at the right price. CertaPro Painters has 70,000 five-star reviews. Local trusted professionals. Get a detailed free estimate at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C. CertaPro.com. Each CertaPro painter's business is independently owned and operated.
In the military, the mission was clear. You knew what to do. Now, the mission has changed. Stepping into civilian life isn't about finding a job. It's finding your purpose.
I wanted a career that would leverage the skills and discipline I gained in the military. IT just felt right.
My Computer Career offers class schedules that fit into your life and skills in high demand. Put your VA benefits to work. Visit mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to jumpstart your IT career today. An elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Ready or not, summer is coming, and Wayfair's Memorial Day clearance is on now. Right now through May 25th, get up to 70% off everything home at Wayfair. Plus, score amazing doorbuster deals all sale long and surprise flash deals on Memorial Day. We're talking thousands of products at every style and budget. Now is the time to save big on must-haves for your patio, backyard, and beyond. These savings won't last, so don't wait. Shop Wayfair's Memorial Day clearance now through May 25th.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
Traffic and weather together brought to you by UCCU. Earn 4.24% on savings at uccu.com. Here's Ricky Meese.
A delay-free drive on your Valley freeways, but fire crews are still mopping up the earlier vehicle fire in South Salt Lake, so the off-ramp is still blocked in traffic. It's the exit ramp from southbound I-15 at 33rd South. A healthy smile means a healthier life. If you don't have a dentist, visit yoursmileutah.org for more information on community dental services. Your smile matters. Ricky Meese in the KSL Traffic Center.
KSL weather, a high of 64 and a low of 37 today, and then a high of 70 tomorrow, 67 on Thursday before things start to warm up. Sunny with highs back in the 80s this weekend. Right now it's 61 degrees in Salt Lake City. I'm Reagan Edelman from the KSL Common Spirit Health Studios. Listen online at kslnewsradio.com. We're Utah's news, traffic, and weather station.
KSL Brightside with Ethan Miller.
Do they not have enough of us recorded already? They could just do this in AI.
And Alex Keary.
We're not even real. This entire show is just a hologram.
This is KSL Brightside on KSL News Radio.
Welcome back to KSL Brightside. Ethan Miller here with Alex Keary. Now, Alex, I want to continue my story.
Well, you got to tell people what we were even talking about.
So we were talking about this new thing they're trying to solve the congestion problem at Arches, which is a shuttle going from Main Street, Moab, up to the National Park.
Well, and a real roller coaster of emotions in this last couple segments here, because you just rolled out how great our traffic is here in the state of Utah compared to the rest of the country, where we are the sixth best. And then you roll this out where you go, anyway, one of the worst places you could ever be in traffic in trying to get to Arches National Park. I will say, too, I had somebody who insists that their part of the state is the worst traffic.
Where was it?
At Point of the Mountain. They're like, well, we moved to Lehigh, and I guess we didn't know we were signing up for the worst traffic in the entire state. And I thought, is that the case? Is that the worst I mean, I think
it would depend.
That's a question for Ricky Meese.
It definitely probably has some of the worst traffic.
Yeah.
But here's the deal. So this was several years ago. This was years and years. This was probably close to 15 years ago. I was camping with my boys. We were over on the San Rafael Swell, And it had rained the night before. We got up that morning.
Is this your secret campground, by the way? Is this the one you won't
It's
tell
our secret
people
spot
about? Yeah.
that I don't tell people about anymore.
Such a weirdo.
I'm grumpy about it. But anyway, the kids had been playing in the water and the puddles and everything like that. We get up the next morning, everything's still soaking wet. So I start a fire, set my boys' shoes next to it, and proceed to ruin the shoes.
Okay.
By just
you melted the
my
shoes
inattentiveness.
down? Of course.
So here we are. We're day 2 into a 3 or 4 day camping
That's
trip.
going great. Melted
shoes.
shoes.
So we make our way over to Moab, and because we went up to Green River, no shoes. We went up to, it was one other place we stopped, no shoes. And then we went down into Moab. I had to go all the way into Moab. It was quite a way. Anyway, the traffic was so bad around Arches that I actually took a video just from the dashboard and just shot a video of all the people that were along the shoulder and then also in the median of the highway. And it took so long to get past all of the cars trying to get into Arches. You don't remember this at all? I posted it on Facebook. This was back when I was on Facebook.
I do remember that the shoes melting is actually the part that I do
That you
remember
do
the most
remember?
from it. Yeah, to be honest, because I remember you saying, and it's what's funny is that we've done this as parents where you have to like go to the Walmart and buy the emergency shoes and the emergency pants.
Yep.
I've had to do it multiple times.
Yep.
So that part spoke to me, but I don't remember the part where you were about to take credit for for solving all of the woes.
No, I'm
Keep
not
going.
going to take credit. I'm not going to take credit, but I did play a small role.
Okay.
So I posted on Facebook, right,
Yeah.
and say, wow, can you guys believe this? All
And
these
then
people
Governor
trying to
Herbert's
do it.
all, hello, Ethan.
Hello. and maybe the following week, maybe, I get an email from the National Park Service.
Okay.
And they said, hey, we saw this. This is something we've been struggling to, get a handle on. Will you give us permission to use your video as we try and kind of sort through this?
Okay, nice.
And I said, absolutely, you can use this video. I basically gave them full blanket
Full
rights. I
access
said,
to all of your social media pages. Yeah.
you can use this video for whatever you need. And so at some point, someone in the National Park Service was watching that video, and I informed that process just a little bit. And
you know what? I knew
I'm
that
proud.
listen, if there was ever a wonder if Ethan was saving the community one social media video at a time, that's the proof that it's right there. So you saved everybody, Ethan. Good job.
Well, I mentioned that they could rename the park.
No. But they didn't go that direction.
I would go with Ethan Millard's Arches National Park, or I would go with Arches National Park, brought to you by Ethan Millard.
Now,
I would go with either of those things.
We don't encourage just complaining about anything for no reason. But what I do want to encourage is you can hit us with a text message. If you are convinced that the traffic where you are on your particular commute, tell me where it's the worst. So maybe you do maybe you have the sample daily. We've known people that do like a 60 or 70 mile commute. Maybe they have to do like an Ogden to Provo type thing. So you have a good swath of what the worst traffic is during the day. You can tell us.
That's
57500.
Consumer Affairs says that the Salt Lake metro area has the 6th best commute out of the top 50 metro areas. The 6th best. We have an average commute of 23.9. Does this sound right to you? Or where you are, do you see just terrible?
Yeah,
traffic?
I slow down the exact same places on my commute, and actually it slows down quickly exactly in the same spots every day. And of course, one of those days last year, I got rear-ended full speed by somebody on one of those quick slowdowns, and I became the traffic problem when I got rear-ended and my car got totaled immediately. There you go.
Speaking of traffic, problems. We got a text just now.
What's it say?
With a video attached to it.
Oh.
And it is of a police officer in Linden escorting ducks off of a train track.
Nobody talking about this story enough.
Is this breaking news?
You start to play the developing news sounder.
Is this breaking news?
I don't think you can use those things for just your own whim, bro.
I just wanted to draw attention to that text, and I don't know if the newsroom needs to respond.
I don't know if this video is from a long time ago. It's great radio, by the way, describing this officer escorting ducks off the train.
I want to do the third thing
Okay.
as we wait for some texts here of people
Tell us
who
where the
are
worst traffic is.
disputing
Yeah.
our 6th best traffic in the nation designation. But I will say this though: the gas prices, the increase in gas prices, especially the increase in jet fuel prices. Jet fuel is up over 100%, and it's changing the way Europeans travel. So according to this data on CNBC, that purchases from England to Europe via rail, as opposed to air for the summer holiday. Tickets to France are up 98% from the previous year. Rail tickets to Spain up 61%. Rail tickets to Italy up 92%.
Not the price. How much people are taking them?
The number, yes, the number of tickets sold. So basically, Europeans are saying, "Well, geez, I don't know where the airline industry is going, so I'm just going to take the good old reliable train."
Yeah, this is something the rest of the world is a lot better at than we are, right? I get jealous of how many lines. I was looking, I think it was between like Osaka and Tokyo every day. There's like 120 trains that go that are on the, and I just go, man, and I get it. We're a bigger country than most of these that we're talking about. So, but even our interstate travel is not very good. Like from one state to the next.
We don't seem to care about
and
it.
I know that somebody's going to hit me and be like, actually, Amtrak has a really nice new updated service. I'm like, this is not what I'm talking about. Yeah, I think if you've ever done anything on the European side of things on traveling that way, if you've ever done the high-speed train,
completely different.
It is insane, and it's kind of life-changing, and I get it. We haven't made the commitment. There's a lot of expense there.
I saw a story.
It's hard to cut the red tape through multiple states to try to figure this thing out, but I just wish that it was as easy for us as it would be for somebody else.
Well, the rail travel might get huge again in Europe because I saw earlier this week, maybe yesterday or late last week, the CEO of Ryanair, which is one of the low-cost carriers.
Yeah, his name's Ryan.
Ryan. He's saying that he's expecting this spike, this energy problem we're having because of Iran, to lead to bankruptcies among European airlines.
And you know what? We already saw Spirit, of course, blow up, and so I think that a lot of folks could probably see this happening at some point. The margins for some of these smaller, and I think the economy airlines, they're already operating on pretty razor-thin margins, right? And they're trying to figure it out. And so going like theirs is tough. No, look, I'm not trying to say I'm just trying to say that I'm not trying to diss on UTA at all. I think right here along the Wasatch Front's great. And I get it. Yeah, you have a better commute. Jeremy just texted us, and my commute's smooth on tracks. I get it. I've done that. I have definitely gone up to that second level on FrontRunner, closed my eyes and slept the 31 minutes to get to my destination. I freaking love it. I love how quiet it is. I love how
it's super nice.
It feels like I'm in another country when you're you just see a totally different part of the Wasatch Front that way. I love it. I just wish that we could do it in longer chunks across states and not have it be just like, the old Greyhound bus way of doing it.
I want to hit some of these text messages, though, in response to the idea that Salt Lake has the 6th best commute of the 50 largest metro areas in the U.S.
But where is it worse here? But where is it the worst here?
Where is it worse here? This texter says anywhere in Eagle Mountain is bad. I've heard that. This texter says any east-west drive in the Salt Lake Valley is a joke. And that is my opinion.
Is that your
too.
belt routes?
It is. Yeah. North-south is okay. East-west is very difficult.
Okay.
Lehigh is horrible, especially Main Street and all of the west into Saratoga Springs.
I'm glad they just said, especially like talking about the traffic,
which is
they
terrible.
They could have just ended their text with Lehigh is horrible, and I would have felt bad.
Well, and the frustrating thing about that is now basically half the population of Utah lives in Lehigh and Saratoga.
No,
Springs.
For sure.
It is. There's so
Look at
many
this.
people there.
Hey, Ethan, I feel like this text would come from you.
What?
Because it's a high and mighty text.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, we just got a high and mighty text. If you want to send one of your own in at 57500, tell the rest of us how lame we are. I bike 10 minutes to work. Kids walk to school. What commute?
I would love that. I wouldn't love the biking part.
I did so when I lived in Salt Lake, I did hundreds of times. I did the biking down here. I had 2 crashes that made me think about life a little bit differently, and also going back up to Foothill from here was a little bit more of a chore than
it's a challenge.
So I would get to the UTA tracks over like by Trader Joe's and then have it just take it up the rest of the way up to
that's
there.
smart. Up there by the hospital and then
because then I wouldn't have to do the big hill climb.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, I've spent my entire parenthood, my entire life as a dad, trying to get my kids to walk to the various places, schools, things like that. And I was never been successsul because their mom's a pushover.
This one says, I know somebody who quit their job in Salt Lake because they live in Eagle Mountain. They didn't like driving the 4 hours just getting to work. I don't know if it was 4 hours, but I will say that will make you rethink things when you finally, it takes you an hour to get to your exit where Eagle Mountain is, and then you have another 25 minutes from there to go. Like, that will make you rethink your whole life. So
my son says his commute between his bedroom and office when the dogs and cats get in the way. That's the worst commute. Yeah.
There we go. Yep. The millennials still living at home. Get a job. Sorry, I'm in the millennial group. Ethan's the only Gen Xer. Is it Gen X?
Gen X are the best.
Yeah, no, you guys are great. You guys are holding it down for us. You guys are the ones who have the AARP cards now. So
some of us do. I don't quite yet. I'm not quite there.
I think they just hit you up early. I get stuff early now from those guys.
I'm gonna get the shingles vaccine next year.
Colonoscopy tomorrow.
I've done that.
Oh, you did it. Okay.
Yeah, I've done that. I have another one in a couple of years.
See, I think that they are asking people to do it more early. So there you go.
May as well. I mean, it's something to do.
Don't drink that stuff that they want you to drink before and then get into traffic. That's not good.
Yeah, that's a good
Don't
advice.
do it. You'll be okay if you go that way.
How about with that, you take us to the break?
Yes, we've got a break to take, and we'll come back and we'll get you even more to go here. Now, these teen takeovers, I had a little bit of a conversation about this, or we talked about this last week, how the Maverick was taken over up in Kaysville on 2nd North. It was a teen takeover a few weeks ago. Another big teen takeover party has now turned into a morality police discussion about whether or not parents, well, maybe it's a Perfect Parent Club thing too, but maybe it's a morality police. I'm just telling you, this is a crazy conversation because a teen takeover that happened out east that resulted in a massive fight, they're thinking about charging the parents in this situation. Should they? Stay with us. KSL Brightside continues.
A family office is a team built to handle the 3 biggest financial responsibilities a family faces: wealth management, tax strategy, and estate planning. Most firms only manage your investments and refer the rest out, hoping everyone stays aligned. At Trajan, we built something different. Your wealth, tax planning, and estate planning are handled together inside one firm under one roof. There's no guessing whether your CPA, advisor, and estate attorney are truly in sync, because our team works together every day on your behalf. When your financial life becomes more complex, your advice should become more coordinated, not more fragmented. One plan, one trusted team. Call Trajan today, 855-TRAJAN-1. That's 855-TRAJAN-1.
Trajan Wealth, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Additional services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Additional disclosures and accreditation at TrajanWealth.com.
KSL offers the best daily newsletter in the state. It's the 3 things you need to know. Every weekday, we deliver quality and relevant content to your inbox. No ads, no spam, just the 3 things you need to know to be informed about the world around you. Subscribe today. Visit KSLNewsRadio.com or text the word inbox to 57500. That's inbox to 57500.
Progressive knows it ain't easy navigating the open plains of home insurance, but there is one man who can help tame that wild herd of options. The Home Quote Explorer.
Note, Progressive's Home Quote Explorer is not a real person, but an online tool that lets you compare home insurance.
He's the type of feller who helps you decide on the right insurance, even if it ain't with him.
Again, not a person, just an online tool that helps you find great home coverage.
A real pioneer.
Okay, fine. Just do the thing. Yeah! Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment? That's a lie. Most timeshares can be bought online for $1. To find out what your timeshare is worth and to cancel it, call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit kit free with all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley for your free exit info guide. 800-771-1300. That's 800-771-1300.
Doug Wright, and I'm here with Monty from Connecticut Quality Water Systems of Salt Lake, an authorized Connecticut independent dealer. Now, Monty, don't all of the other water softeners require us to basically trust our home's water to electronics? If a power surge happens, a fried circuit board, or the power just goes out suddenly, aren't you back to scrubbing hard water scale and dry skin?
Yes, we believe the best technology is simple. That's why Connecticut's premium systems are non-electric. While other softeners rely on finicky computers and electronics, Kinetico runs on the kinetic energy of moving water. Nothing to plug in, no buttons to push, and zero electricity.
I've had a Kinetico soft water system in my home for many years, and I've never had to do anything to it except occasionally add a little salt. And I love that it never requires me to set or program anything. Dee loves that she always has the soft water. So do what I did and go to softwaterutah.com to learn how your family can enjoy the benefits of soft water without the hassles of traditional water softeners. That's softwaterutah.com.
KSL Brightside with Ethan and Alex. Your lunch hour just got more interesting on KSL News Radio.
Speaking of lunch hour, if you're not doing anything at noon every weekday, Alex and I start KSL Brightside an hour early on a special live stream on YouTube. So if you're hanging out at your desk eating a Maverick hot dog, which is my speed, although not these days.
Geez, settle down.
Traditionally, that's what I would do. Then, and you're kind of by yourself and you're hanging out, pop us on YouTube and hang out with us. We always have a really fun time. And that starts at about noon every weekday. So spend your lunch hour with us. Now, Alex, there was some question about whether this next segment was going to be a morality police or perfect parent club. And I got to tell you, I really think this is a morality police.
Well, my whole thing about whether or not this is a morality police or I don't even know if we have the music in the deal here.
For morality police? Or
no,
for perfect
I
parent
don't. Either one, because I just opened the thing here, and I don't know if they're in our imaging little.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you had it because you mentioned.
So
you
you said morality police.
I think it should be morality police.
Corey, let's hit it. Let's do morality police. I agree with that.
Navigating the thin blue line between right and wrong. Ethan and Alex are the morality police.
So, in Washington, D.C., there is a neighborhood called Navy Yard. And within that neighborhood of Navy Yard, you'll find a Chipotle. And within that Navy Yard Chipotle, you will find a bunch of broken chairs and tables.
Yeah.
Thanks to
some busted up faces too, man.
Thanks to a big fight, which included at least 10 people, all captured on video. Basically, the whole thing went down so fast. Law enforcement says one group was in there, another group walked in. They had some of them had masks on their face. They were obviously prepared, and they immediately started fighting. Law enforcement was already in the area. They responded within 1 minute. But they say the suspects had already fled the scene by the time law enforcement got there. So it was just a whirlwind of events. But those kinds of fights, between teens in public, they are very upsetting.
So the thing is about these teen takeovers. So it's a phrase now that's become a thing where they're like, "Oh, they're having these teen takeovers." We had the one that happened in our neighborhood where it went viral on social media that they were inviting people to these quote unquote Maverick parties. Remember when you searched it?
And I found it on Facebook.
There was like a mother. There was like a
lot of hand wringing.
It was like a Davis County, South Davis County moms against teen takeovers.
Something like
Anybody heard about these Maverick parties? These kids are taking over the gas pumps.
Well,
and I get it. There could be, but anytime teens do get together, it's one thing to have like a little party with some music going.
Keg.
I mean, listen, Ethan, Drake just released a whole new grip of songs that the kids love to listen to together. And if that's the case, fine. But this was the teen takeover where they're all wearing black. They're wearing masks over their faces, or they're at least wearing stuff to cover their faces up.
They were there to fight.
They're there to punch each other in the face. Come on.
Yeah, that's right.
So that's not a good thing. But the thing that came out of the story was they're considering charging parents with all of this.
So this was coming out of the Justice Department because this happened in Washington, D.C., which means there's a level of oversight that the federal government has that they don't have in other places in the United States. And so the Justice Department is saying that they're going to explore the option of prosecuting parents who, quote, facilitate, enable, or knowingly permit a minor to engage in delinquent acts. And honestly, this makes some sense to me because if you're a parent and you facilitate, enable, or knowingly permit your child to engage in things like this, then I think it makes sense that you have some level of accountability here. But if you didn't know, and I think a lot of parents don't know that at any given moment that what their kids are about to do, then obviously, Alex, you can't hold the parent responsible for that.
No, I listen.
But if they engaged in it, or if they encouraged it, or if they facilitated it, for example, if there was a parent who dropped their kid off at the Chipotle so they could be part of the fight, and they knew that they were going to fight, obviously you prosecute the parent.
That would be quite weird, that a parent would drop their kid off and be like, I know you're here to fight. Make us proud, son. And then you drive off. I don't think that's part of the conversation.
About if you know, let's say your child is going to engage in some kind of delinquent activity. You hear about it, you find out, however you find out, but you don't stop them. Should you be held responsible?
But don't stop them to going to the Chipotle with a bunch of kids?
Correct. Like, let's say they're going to fight.
They're going to go and they're going to fight. I mean, obviously, I would do whatever I could.
Well, of course
the thing
you
is,
would.
how would I find out? Yeah, and we're all getting together tonight because we're all going to have a massive fight over at the Maverick.
It doesn't matter
That's
how
not a conversation that freaking happens.
It doesn't matter how you found out.
Somebody texts me and says, hey, I have on good authority that that this party they're going to at Maverick is going to end up just being a big fight between.
Or maybe it was a sibling, like a sibling ratted on their.
The Kaysville Jets and the Sharks from Fruit Heights, they're getting together, man. I know we joke about it, but this is like, I mean, a Chipotle in Washington, D.C., where everybody is dressed up in black with coverings on their faces, and then they go, no, it's just a fun teen takeover.
Let's say, all right, so let me approach it.
The parents should not be held responsible.
But what if? But let's say that your son was going to go engage in delinquent behavior, and your daughter found out about it.
Yeah.
Maybe she overheard him talking about it.
Tells me about it.
She tells you, and you do not intervene, and he breaks a window and steals some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Should you be held accountable? Because you knew about it, but you didn't intervene. You didn't encourage it, right? You didn't facilitate, but you heard about it and you didn't stop it.
Maybe I'm overthinking this, but this doesn't feel like this is how we do this as it is, right? Like, oh, you knew your kid was kind of a bad kid and he's stolen stuff from this place before, and you knew when he went into Bowman's, again, the Kaysville Sharks and Jets, dude. When he goes into the grocery store, he has stolen Snickers before. You should have known he was going in there. He could do the same thing again. We're actually going to charge you. Parents end up taking a lot of the brunt off of all this. If your kid's a juvenile and they commit a bunch of crimes, guess what? The parents are taking a lot of responsibility anyway because they're making their kids. They're the ones who have to pay the fines or do all. So charging parents with what though? With the crime that the kid commits?
This is what the Justice Department is saying, is that they want a more aggressive enforcement approach, and they want it to include parents. So this is what I'm trying to trying to discern is, where might that be, and what would the public feel was fair or not fair? Because there's one thing to take a legal stand. You also kind of have to. It also has to pass public muster at a certain point, right? We all have to live under these laws.
Ooh,
which
I
means
could go for some public mustard on my
mustard?
on my Maverick hot dog.
Excuse me. And I just kind of feel like, obviously, if you're a parent and you know it's happening and you help facilitate, right, then you're held accountable. You're an accomplice, basically. But if you know about it, I feel like there are a lot of parents out there in delinquent situations who know that things are happening and they don't care enough to intervene, or for whatever reason they don't intervene. And I feel like that might be an opportunity to interrupt this cycle, is kind of hitting up those parents and saying, hey, you've known your kids are doing this.
Yeah.
But you haven't lifted a finger.
It feels a little bit like the that parent, the one who acts like Amy Poehler from Mean Girls. Not like the other moms. I'm a cool mom, okay? Those are the parents you want to get in trouble, who are like trying to do it to be cool. More Brightside coming up right around the corner. Stay tuned for news, traffic, and weather right now.
KSL FM Midvale.
KSL Salt Lake City.
From the KSL Common Spirit Health Studios, this is KSL News Radio.
Utah's news, traffic, and weather station.
2 o'clock, KSL News Radio. I'm Claire Scott. KSL's top story this hour. Commencement speakers will now need to be voted on after a Utah Valley University speaker was canceled after receiving death threats. KSL News Radio's Brianna Willis reports.
When a university wants to get their commencement speaker approved, they will have to go through the Board of Trustees. The vote by the Utah Board of Higher Education requires the speaker to be discussed in a public meeting before they're approved. The goal is to avoid running into a similar problem that Utah Valley University did when inviting author Sharon McMahon to speak at commencement this year. Her speech was canceled after she received death threats, and the university said there were safety concerns. In their meeting last week, the Board of Higher Education made sure to say they welcome diverse viewpoints and freedom of expression, but invitations will be pulled if the chosen speaker disrupts the university or threatens safety. Brianna Willis, KSL News Radio.
Our top national story this hour from ABC News. Russian President Vladimir Putin travels to China today to meet with their president just days after President Trump visited for a 2-day summit.
I think President Putin really wanted to get there as quickly as possible. Obviously, he views a relationship with China as absolutely pivotal. Those two countries believe they're a main pillar in the new multipolar world, as I like to say. And so he wants to really shore up that alliance and make sure there was no separation, if you will, from the President Trump's visit to Beijing.
ABC News national security analyst Mick Mulroy there. He says China and Russia have a tight partnership. Your money at this moment, the Dow is down 321 points. The S&P is down 49 points. And coming up, warming temperatures. KSL weather is next. KSL News Time, 2:01.
A reminder about the simplest way to get updated for your day.
Hit your KSL preset when you jump in the car, and we'll take care of the rest.
Hear key news updates and traffic reports.
Andy and Amanda from 5 to 9 in your car.
KSL News Radio at 102.7 FM.
Old Faithful, Mammoth Hot Springs, wolves in the Lamar Valley. This summer, experience America's first national park the way the locals do, with expert guides from See Yellowstone. After a day of adventure, unwind at the historic Three Bear Lodge. Then enjoy a signature prime rib dinner or wake up to our famous breakfast buffet, all included in your package. Skip the stress. We'll handle everything. Book your Yellowstone adventure today at seeyellowstone.com.
This year, Utahns are celebrating the 250th anniversary of our country, Utah style, because everything from Utah's Red Rock deserts to our snowy peaks are worth celebrating. It's our land, our communities. Join us in celebrating our country with Utah style. Join the statewide celebration. Get involved at america250.utah.gov. Brought to you by America First Credit Union.
Is the volatility of the stock market driving you crazy? Is your retirement account sinking, yet you're getting older and you're starting to worry about, will I have enough for retirement? What about the money in the bank? These banks pay nothing these days. How do we get growth to get to retirement account? It's simple. Move into gold and silver. Want to know how to do it? Listen to my show, Striking Gold, with me, Kenny Michaels.
Now on Saturday at 5 p.m.
Traffic and weather together, brought to you by UCCU. You deserve to love where you bank. Here's Ricky Meese.
If you're traveling the Valley freeways, you're going to see good speeds. However, we have one spot where construction is causing just a little bit of slowing, southbound I-15 going from Kaysville towards Farmington. And then we have one lane open to all traffic on the exit ramp from southbound I-15 at 33rd South and South Salt Lake for the final cleanup of the vehicle fire. The Soldier Hollow Classic Sheepdog Championship and Festival, May 22nd through 25th, Memorial Weekend. 4 days of fun, competition, and demos presented by Purina Pro Plan. Visit soldierhollowclassic.com. Ricky Meese in the KSL Traffic Center.
Highs in the 60s today and then back up to the 70s tomorrow. The chance for rain returns on Thursday and then temperatures in the 80s heading into the holiday weekend. Right now it is 63 and partly cloudy. I'm Claire Scott from the KSL Common Spirit Health Studios. Listen online at kslnewsradio.com, we're Utah's news, traffic, and weather station.
KSL Brightside with Ethan Miller.
Now we've got houses, kids, responsibilities.
And Alex Curie.
Yeah, we're all grown up. We have pre-diabetes, lower back pain.
This is KSL Brightside on KSL News Radio.
Welcome to KSL Brightside. I'm Ethan Miller here with Alex Curie. Thanks so much for joining us. A very super interesting story you can see right now at KSL.com. It's called Secret Soulmates.
Oh,
Secret
boy.
Soulmates, question mark. Secret Soulmates?
Well, it's a perfect opportunity for us to set this thing up. I'll play the music, Ethan, and then you roll out how we're going to take care of this thing because it is officially It is officially in session. It is the Perfect Parent Club. Or no, it's Couples Therapy. Hold on. Perfect Parent Club? No Couples Therapy. Here we go.
Couples Therapy.
Diving into the ups and downs of relationships. Pull up a couch and open your mind. It's time for Couples Therapy.
In a study published by the Wheatley Institute at Brigham Young University and the Institute for Family Studies, 15% of young adults in committed relationships have an AI romantic companion.
How many? Wait, go back again.
15% of young adults in committed relationships in the United States have an AI romantic companion. Now, here's something, though, that I think is notable. Over half of these young adults who are in committed relationships say that they are completely hiding this AI boyfriend or girlfriend, or only partially disclosing or hiding some details
This is so weird.
about this AI boyfriend or girlfriend.
This is so weird to me.
Here's my question for you, Al.
Yeah. Is it cheating?
Is
that
it
what you're gonna
cheating?
say? Okay.
If you have an AI bot on your phone that is pretending to be your boyfriend or girlfriend, and you have a real committed relationship, are you cheating on this other person?
So
on the actual human being.
Okay, so the question is who are you cheating with?
The
when this
AI
is
bot.
I know, but that's the thing is like what that actually is.
So if it's a machine, it's not cheating.
Depends on what the definition of is.
Because I'm super interested in hearing you stake out this position.
I'm not staking out the position. All I'm saying is that the argument, because I was like this.
Okay.
Because Caitlin and I were talking about this before you showed up because you have a second job. We were talking about this, and I go, so nobody's on the other end. It's an AI situation.
That's
like, well,
correct.
yes. And so then they're going back and forth, and it can turn absolutely every level of romantic, so to speak, or inappropriate. Certainly could also be a part of that situation as well.
Yep, the relationships can get adult.
Caitlin told me something that said a side of it that I didn't necessarily think of, which is like, well, you're essentially you've carved out what you like in this AI bot, the kind of quote unquote is like, the person you're cheating on your spouse with or your partner with, but it's essentially you. Like you're just going, hey, here's my preference on the type of person I want to be able to connect with in this fake AI world. And I look at it less like it's a cheating situation and more that you're just a bad partner. Because you are dedicating, if you're addicted to video games, if you are somebody who prefers and just is not around your partner and goes, I'm going to go out with the guys again. You're not cheating on your wife with your guy friends when you go out with them over her every other night.
But
what you're doing is you
but
are.
It is disrespectful.
Your position is that I enjoy this more than I enjoy you. And so from an emotional standpoint, it's the exact same. Right? Now, I say the exact same. If there were a real person on the end of that, and he or she was that person that was a real person receiving those text messages, like you said, back and forth can get very strange, very weird. I had never thought 1 second about the idea that they would say, I'm in this relationship, but I have this side AI bot chick, so to speak, my side AI bot chick.
Yeah.
And what is that? Well, just somebody who she understands me, man.
Don't call her a chick. That's demeaning.
I know, but I'm saying that
I'm
was
just teasing you.
But that's the
I'm
word.
only
I know,
teasing
no. But that's the word. Is like people say.
I know what you're saying.
Side,
I know what you're
side chick, whatever. So that in that sense, it is so weird to think that that's where we are. Like to me, this feels more like something that would have been portrayed back in the 70s when we were trying to guess what the future would look like. You know what I mean? Like it feels like flying cars.
Yeah.
And it feels like that it has gotten so intense and so real for some of these folks that it actually does rise to the level of feeling like cheating, because at the very least, it's a physics problem at the end of the day, Ethan. If somebody cares more for something over here, if they care for something more over here than they do over here, you over here being your partner, then guess what? That is cheating, because emotionally you have decided to spend your time and your effort on this rather than the person that you're supposed to be
that's-
married to or committed to.
Yeah. I certainly get that. And this is going to be a bigger and bigger deal because these AI bots are designed to elicit a response from you. They're designed to get close to you, to draw you in. And so in a romantic way, I imagine it can be probably very compelling. This person texted in, said it's 100% cheating, no different from porn. Your partner can never live up to the
Interesting.
fake perfection.
See that, but again, that's the emotional toll, right? Like your partner can never live up to the fake perfection. The fake perfection is exactly right. You have tailored this experience for you to kind of cater to your interest, right?
Is it so?
Yeah, this person says, "What about online porn?" Same thing.
Yeah.
Same thing. I think that actually is a very, very good comparison because I think that people wouldn't necessarily go, "He cheated on me with online porn." You wouldn't say that.
You wouldn't.
But
okay, I see what you're saying. So you're kind of drawing a distinct. So you're kind of saying this is more like a pornography thing.
Now that people said it like that, that's what it feels like more to me. Yeah,
because I would agree with you, except for one thing.
It's equally heartbreaking for the partner who finds out about it, right? Who ends up having to deal with this. So I get it. It's the same feelings, though. It's all the same feelings.
Yeah, I would agree with you, except for one thing, and that is that interactive nature of AI, and the fact that these AI bots are created to have a relationship with you and to mimic being a person. That's where I think it's not the same.
Yeah,
it's
but
not the same. And also,
you do cater it to you because if the AI bot's not interesting enough to keep your attention, you won't keep it. You cater it to you.
You cater it to you, but there's one other element. And that is that there is the opportunity for a personal connection and an actual relationship with an AI bot that doesn't exist in like the regular porn world.
Okay, here's what I want to know. Are these AI like dating apps? Do you find the personality that matches up with you and you start a fake relationship with those things? How do these chats even freaking start? Like,
I don't know.
Are they just chatting with ChatGPT?
I bet you could so I know that there are services that will do an AI girlfriend or boyfriend
for sure.
I've seen the ads. Now, there's another element though. Could you DIY it with ChatGPT on your own? I bet you could.
Probably.
I bet you could if you had an AI client.
Yeah, but I don't think
knew all about you.
ChatGPT doesn't text you though. I don't think this is like a back and forth. It will like curate a texting experience with you, like, "Hey, how's your day?" kind of stuff from what that was being described to me. That's not a ChatGPT thing, but so one of these other services would have to do it. Fake Tinder, Robo Tinder. I don't know. Or do you just go like, "Hey, grab
Futurama" is what that is.
That's what it feels like, right? It does feel like this feels more and more. We talk about future stuff all the time. When they drew cars that said, "Here's what they're going to look like in the future," this feels more like a weird version of 2026, like that they would have tried to portray during Back to the Future or something. You know what I mean?
So now I'm curious. So if you go to
we're on a work computer. Hey, Caitlin,
GPT.
Just to be sure to tell Cheryl at some point that this was for work.
No, I just pulled up ChatGPT.
Okay.
New chat.
Oh boy. I'm uncomfortable with all of this.
No, I'm just gonna say just to see if there are like any parameters because I know that there's the service, there's the I'll be your boyfriend service.
Yeah.
But could you just do it? Could any AI service? Could you start to have a close personal relationship with AI? I'm just gonna type in.
Oh boy.
Will you be my girlfriend? Okay, listen.
Okay, what's the response?
It says,
I just saw it pop up. What do we have?
It's already popped up.
Yeah.
I can definitely be supportive.
Okay.
Affectionate.
Okay.
Flirty.
Ew.
And emotionally present in conversation, but I can't actually be your girlfriend or enter a real romantic relationship.
Okay.
What I can do is chat with you regularly, hype you up, listen when things get rough, role play fictional scenarios if you want. Help with dating, confidence, texting, or relationships. Keep you company while you work, game, or study.
You know what? You know what's funny about this is ChatGPT's more mature than you are. You're gonna be my girlfriend. They're like, "Hey, look, I really appreciate. I'm flattered." Like ChatGPT just let you down slow.
It didn't let me down. No, it didn't let me down. It said this. So it just distinguished, though. It said, "I can't be your girlfriend in real life or enter a real romantic relationship."
Well, we know that you're a freaking computer, lady.
But it did say this.
Or
it
guy.
said this. I can definitely be supportive, affectionate, flirty, and emotionally present. And that, to me, sounds like important elements of a close, boyfriend-girlfriend relationship.
I hate to rack focus on this and flip it on you here.
Okay.
Read me the things off that ChatGPT said that they could be for you.
Supportive, affectionate, flirty, and emotionally present.
How about you try that with your actual spouse? I'm not saying it to you. I'm saying,
well, she's not here.
No, I know. I'm saying,
I have ChatGPT here.
The reason people go to these outlets, though, is why? Why? Because they feel like they're not getting those things.
Correct.
But
yes,
they're also,
you're right.
but also, Ethan, they're not very good at them themselves.
I think you're right.
That is the thing. So when they do this thing, it's a total bailout. It's a total bailout on responsibility because now they go, hey, will you be supportive and emotionally connected to me?
Yeah.
Because I don't want to make the effort anymore. That's what they're saying.
I think you're right. And I think that overall question of is this cheating is 100% the wrong question to ask. If you are in this situation, if you're in a relationship where one of you is using an AI girlfriend or boyfriend and you're asking yourself whether or not they're cheating on you, that is the wrong question. There is something more fundamentally important happening in the relationship. So I think we agree on that.
Okay.
Goodness gracious.
I'm glad I just love the I can be supportive and emotionally connected to you.
So
and
coming back to
I get that. Not all relationships are going to have that at any given moment necessarily. Or maybe you're going through that rough patch and you're listening right now and you go, I can actually use all those things right now. But the reality is that, come on, man, like make the effort instead of making all this effort to curate this fake experience, how about just, cultivating the real one?
Yeah. Yeah,
just
I
a
get
suggestion.
It. Well, as I'm looking at this, though, and I know we got to go to break.
It's easier. The thing is that's easier. What you're doing right here is easier. You don't have to deal with the things of like the awkward conversation or trying to patch things up, or maybe you don't have to apologize to ChatGPT.
Well, and what ChatGPT will do is they will be supportive, affectionate, flirty, and emotionally present, and they will do that 100% of the time, and I don't have to do that at all.
Okay.
All right. I can do it 0% of the time. They will do it 100% of the time, and I can see why guys fall into this.
Okay.
I can see why guys fall into
We got to take another break here.
Especially this generation of young men.
Yeah.
And what we know of who they are, what their priorities are.
This one
their culture.
This one texted said, this person texted, I think I'd actually be more okay with a real person. Like this one feels even more creepy, right?
Oh.
When I found out my spouse was having an affair, I would be heartbroken. The fact that it's a fake person, I think I'd be more okay with the real person. That's an interesting take.
That's interesting. Yeah.
It'd just be like, look, the fact that you went down this rabbit hole of desperation that ended up in you having a relationship with something that does not exist is a very concerning thing from a personality standpoint. Mm-hmm. Very weird. All right. We will take a break. When we come back, we've got tons more to jump into on the program. I think when we come back, guess what we have, Ethan? It's a parenting conversation. That's right. Other countries and what they do so much better than us here in the U.S., at least according to one woman who's raising her kid here in the U.S. and decided that how she grew up in another country is way better. Thank you for your judgment, lady. We'll talk about it next, right here. It is KSL Brightside on KSL News Radio.
Is your financial advisor managing your risk or just a spreadsheet? Hi, I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. Many financial advisors rely on target date funds, which are one-size-fits-all portfolios that don't know your name, your family, or your goals. And that passive management can leave you dangerously exposed. At Trajan, we look at the whole picture, not just the stocks everyone else buys, but the private market opportunities most advisors ignore. And as fiduciaries, we build a strategy around you, coordinating your investments, tax strategy, and estate into one cohesive plan. Your financial life deserves more than just a generic portfolio. Real planning isn't a stack of statements. It's the confidence of knowing where your income will come from for the next 30 years. Good enough isn't good enough for your family. It's time for a change. Schedule your complimentary consultation today. Call 855-TRAJAN-1. That's 855-TRAJAN-1.
Advisory services through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. Private equity investments require accreditation. Other services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to Markdowns for Miles at AutoZone.
Got any markdowns on brakes?
We mark Duralast brake pads down to free.
Free Duralast brake pads?
When you buy 2 rotors.
Can I get Duralast Gold pads for free?
With 2 Duralast Gold rotors, and there's a lifetime warranty on brake pads.
That's a huge markdown for so many miles.
Save on brakes and more during Markdowns for Miles at AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
At University of Maryland Global Campus, we know you're no stranger to setting big goals, whether in school, at work, or in life, and you're ready for more. At UMGC, we offer the skills-based education you need to move your career forward. Learn how to apply AI, data science, and other emerging tech, plus gain skills in leadership and critical thinking. You've come far. Succeed again. No application fee if you apply by June 1st. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
I'm really interested to hear about how your parents talk to you at home and how do you think they can kind of break through to you?
It's just to talk about. It's just seriously it's going to be awkward at first. But if you keep repeating it over and over again, it's just going to feel natural.
Keep going, and soon we'll just be able to talk about it.
Talking about mental health with your teens is the power of we in action. Visit intermountainhealth.org/teen mental health.
You know what you can trust? The protection you get when you bundle home and auto insurance with Progressive. You know what you can't trust? Everything else, apparently. Like when you saw that article that said that thing you eat every day is a superfood and great for your gut health. But then 30 seconds later, a different article warns you to avoid it and it's taking years off your life. Well, which is it? Kind of a big difference there. Anyway, bundle home and auto insurance with Progressive for reliable coverage in a reliably unreliable world. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
If the world were like a Sleep Number mattress, everything would adapt for your comfort. Because as your life changes and your body changes, Sleep Number mattresses adapt and shift to give you personalized comfort night after night. And now everything's on sale during our Memorial Day event. Save up to $1,200 on mattresses, plus free delivery when you add a base. Ends Monday. To experience a whole new world of comfort, visit a Sleep Number store or go to sleepnumber.com. Sleep Number. To a good life's sleep.
If you've got a honey-do list with electrical, plumbing, heating, or air conditioning projects on it, Any Hour Services can help. Call Any Hour Services, electrical, plumbing, heating, and air. anyhourservices.com.
KSL Brightside with Ethan and Alex, the show you didn't know you needed and still don't on KSL News Radio.
All right, welcome back. You are listening to KSL Brightside. I'm Ethan Millett here with Alex Curie. And we've got a perfect parent club that we need to get to. Are you ready with the?
Oh, I am.
The sound there?
And guess what? I got some stuff to talk about, man. It's not just this. I'm gonna foist something else onto you with this parenting topic as well.
Oh, is this you gonna throw in a little something unexpected?
Yeah, why not? Let's do it.
You see them in your feed. The parents who do everything right. You could be one too by being ultra judgmental. Ethan and Alex welcome you to the Perfect Parent Club.
All right, what do you want me to do? Do you want me to start with this situation with the woman from France raising her daughter in Florida?
This is on my mind just real quick, and it's just it's a quick little something that I'm going to ask you about because I trust your judgment most of the time.
Okay.
On this kind of stuff.
Hold on, let me pull up ChatGPT.
I'm looking to have a fake relationship with my kids. I think I just have ChatGPT tell me all the things I'm supposed to say. No. Just tell me all the stuff I'm supposed to say to my teenagers. So I'm cool. Give me all the cool things to say. I want them to like me and to be my friend.
I can help you with that.
No, what I hate is this time of year. This last week of school. This is not a personal jab at our teachers.
Yeah.
At our administrators, at the school district itself. It is a little bit of a jab at education in general, I think, from the standpoint of what are we doing?
The system.
And the system every year grinds to the weirdest halt right now. Now, school's in still. Yeah. Wink. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
My kids have nothing going on.
Yeah.
They had to turn in their electronic devices last week. This is the last week of school. Yes, this is the last week of school. Yes. And you know what they do? I already turned my computer on. I don't know what you're talking about. Like, that's...
How am I supposed to do my homework?
Yes. Okay. So these last few days are just... I know we got to get to the 180, whatever. I don't know what the requirements are anymore. But, like, when we talk about these conversations of, like, having how many days of school you need during the week. So my wife reminded me. She goes, remember after COVID? At least after COVID, Salt Lake School District, we had just moved from there, and they weren't in school again until, like, the next February. It was a long time until they were back in person. But when we moved up to Davis School District, they were in, but they had Fridays off for work. Wink. Right?
Okay.
And we were like, that's actually amazing. Now, I don't know what the solution is except for when we get to this point of the year, what are we doing?
We should find someone who can speak to this because I
what
suspect
are we doing these last few days?
that the last few weeks are a collision of a couple things. One is the number of days they have to be in school.
Yes.
2 is the logistics of winding up a school year. And then I bet also number 3 is scheduling of teachers. I bet the districts don't want to have to pay more to have staff around longer. And so all of those things kind of get done at the very end. The final few days of school, wrapping up a teacher's school year, wrapping up the school, all that kind of collides.
Sure.
I bet that's part. I bet we could find someone to speak to this authoritatively because I think every parent asks that question.
Yeah.
Well, then why are these on the calendar school days? And it's an important question for some families.
Well, my kids ask me the same question, and I don't have an answer for them. They're like, why do we even go right now? And I'm like, because you're in school. And then I just drive away and hope that they take my advice.
I'm going to tell you a little story. Okay,
Yeah.
I want to tell you a little story. I'm
Yeah,
going
what
to
do
take
you
you back in time.
Okay.
When old man Millard was a young man, a young Ethan, in the 7th grade.
Speaking of skipping school, holy cow.
So, I know.
Mhm.
So I actually spent 7th and 8th grade at West High School. I was in an ELP program, extended learning program. So I started at West High
Smart
School
kids.
in the 7th grade.
Got the smart kids going on.
And at the end of that 7th grade, I tried to tell my parents that I didn't have to go to school. And they said, no, because that's what I'd been told. And they said, no, you need to go to school. So, of course, they're my parents. I'm a 7th grader.
Yeah.
So on that, last couple of days, I show up and I walk in. I had my backpack, everything. I walk in and I walk into the classroom.
There's not a damn
and I
soul
sit
there.
down. Like I didn't know what else to do. I was there. I noticed that no one else was in the
But
hall.
see, 7th grade, I'm on board with that, too. I'm like, 7th grade, get your freaking butts to school.
I
man.
noticed that no one else was in the hall. But I also knew that a lot of kids weren't going to be going.
Yeah.
So I go to my first class and I sit down in my seat and I sit there and I wait.
Was there no
and
teacher?
I wait and I wait and I wait. No, the teacher was there. The classroom was open. And then at a certain point, the teacher walks in and just, breezes in because they're busy doing other things.
Right.
The teacher breezes in and sees me
And goes,
and just stops
heck is your problem?
and just looks at me.
Why are you here?
Because of all the classrooms in the whole school, there was just me.
Yeah.
Sitting there. This is West High School.
You were the one kid that showed up to school? I will say,
And that's what I learned. And I went home.
Yeah.
And I went home and I remember telling my mom. And at first she didn't really believe me. But I said, no, there's no one there.
Only other person there.
This teacher told me not to come back to school.
I know.
And
do not. I'm not going to be. I can't. See, here's the thing. My kids come home with this one. They go, I can't tell you to not come to school. But I can tell you that we've got stuff going on tomorrow, and I may or may not be taking full attendance all the time. Like they do this thing where they wink at them, and I'm like, geez, I just think these last few weeks are just so, I don't know, maybe some parents are going, no, they're important. Here's the other thing, like and I know I'm going to get hit with the text too. They go, what about the people that they get their breakfast and lunch, through the school district? Great, fine.
They still have that, yeah.
Keep doing it, and they'll keep providing that. What I'm saying is, from my perspective at home, when I wake up on these mornings, I'm like, let's get going. And then they're like, oh, I don't have anything today. Yeah. And I drive by Davis High School, and it's freaking tumbleweed. 7th grade Ethan Miller just standing there going, remember me.
Where are my friends?
Then I go, I guess we're not accomplishing anything this last week.
I will never forget that. All right, a couple of texts here. One says, this is true. I literally just watch movies and stink my phone all class period.
Yes.
And then we got this text also. Nightside/Brightside. I have listened from the beginning. I love you guys.
Well, thanks for tuning in. We appreciate it. We appreciate the text messages as well.
Yeah, that's very kind.
Ethan, we do have more parenting to come. We're going to extend the Perfect Parent Club because we have some a conversation to have with our own Eric Cabrera, of course, who joins us periodically from the newsroom and brightens our day. This one's going to be a parent-specific with their kids, with technology, all of it. So stay right here with us. More to go. It is KSL Brightside.
Good afternoon, 2:30 at KSL News Radio. I'm Jeff Kaplan. KSL's top local story this hour. The man accused of killing Charlie Kirk was back in court today for the latest Tyler Robinson hearing. KSL News Radio's Adam Small was in the courtroom.
Robinson was escorted into the courtroom wearing a shirt, tie, and shackles. He briefly looked at his family in the front row with a smile, then proceeded to sit down, stay quiet, and keep his eyes forward the rest of the hearing. His attorneys argued why they wanted to seal some evidence in part of his preliminary hearing, as well as why they wanted prosecutors punished for speaking to the media, something the judge has told them not to do. Though prosecutors countered, saying they acted within the law and they did so only to stop a flurry of misleading news headlines, which they claim was caused by the defense making an inaccurate statement about a ballistics report.
The judge is set to decide whether Robinson will stand trial in July. Our top national story this hour from ABC News. Vice President J.D. Vance answered questions about the president's settlement with the IRS. He was asked if people who rampaged on January 6th will be eligible for compensation from the president.
He did say the administration is not trying to give money to anybody who attacked a police officer, and he said that claims would be evaluated on a case-by-case basis. He suggested some people who were duly convicted by juries and sentenced by judges may have been subject to kangaroo courts with judges who mistreated them. Broadly, Vance said the intent is to give money from this $1.8 billion settlement fund to those, in his view, were really mistreated. He even said Hunter Biden is welcome to apply.
ABC's Stephen Portnoy reporting on Wall Street. Down day, the Dow dropping 322 points. The NASDAQ was down 220. And coming up, a slow warm-up toward the weekend. KSL weather is on the way next. Stay with us. KSL News Time, 2:32.
The sources where we get our news matters.
When you listen to Utah's Morning News, we want you to feel the stories are important to you and trustworthy. This is Amanda Dixon.
And I'm Andy Farnsworth. Join us weekday mornings on KSL News Radio.
Serenity now! Serenity now!
Are you okay?
Okay. Gas is up. Groceries are up. Everything up, up, up.
Not at Strong Volkswagen.
Strong Volkswagen.
Yeah, purchase any vehicle with a dime. One dime down.
What is the deal with dimes?
One dime down. Plus, oil changes at just $59.95 at Strong Volkswagen.
Just $59.95?
Or lease a new 2026 Jetta S. Just $235 a month. $235.
Fun fact, new Jetta get up to 42 mpg.
Even new all-wheel drive Atlas. Just $432 a month. $432.
And you get a lifetime warranty. Lifetime. But my own mother won't loan me money.
You're not getting the money! It's okay. If you got a job and a dime, you ride, mister.
This is great. I'm back, baby, during Volkswagen Driver Days.
At Strong Volkswagen. For over 70 years, Strong Volkswagen.
Located downtown.
StrongVW.com.
StrongVW.com. For details, call 801-596-2200.
Tim Jr. here from RGS Exteriors. And let's face it, it's time to update the look of your home's exterior. When was that thing built? In the 50s, 70s, 90s, the 2000s? Well, it's looking like it. Faded siding, drafty windows, leaky gutters. It's time to take action now. RGS Exteriors has been taking Utah homes from drab to fab for over 5 generations. We only use the highest quality materials, like James Hardy siding and gutter topper gutter covers. You will be blown away by how much different and better and awesome your house can look. Your neighbors will be jealous, your home value will go up, and most of all, you're going to love it. Everything we do comes with our industry-leading 10-year everything guarantee, so you can sleep like a baby, knowing if anything goes wrong, you're 100% covered. For a free estimate on your gutters, windows, siding, or anything on your outside of your home, call RGS Exteriors at 801-280-3110 or visit us at rgsexteriorsutah.com. That's rgsexteriorsutah.com.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $3 billion of tax debt for their clients. compliance. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Find the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief today for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Traffic and weather together brought to you by UCCU. You deserve to love where you bank. Here's Ricky Meese.
Crews are still working to clean up this earlier vehicle fire in South Salt Lake. Only a left lane open on the exit ramp from southbound I-15 at 33rd South. And we also have a crash being cleared. It's been causing some backups at the intersection of 90th South and Mountain View Corridor. No matter the weather, your feet can feel fantastic. Find the Good Feet location nearest you at goodfeet.com. Ricky Meese in the KSL Traffic Center.
KSL weather 64 for this afternoon, down to 37 overnight, 70 with a little sunshine tomorrow. We're going to head into the 80s for the holiday weekend. Right now, partly sunny, 63 degrees. I'm Jeff Kaplan from the KSL Common Spirit Health Studios. Listen online at kslnewsradio.com. This is Utah's news, traffic, and weather station.
KSL Brightside with Ethan Millard.
Alex, that's a great way to get your kids off social media.
And Alex Curie.
Yeah, my real goal with the new social media stuff is to show up on my kids' feed.
This is KSL Brightside on KSL News Radio.
All right, welcome into KSL Brightside. I'm Ethan Millard. I got Alex Curie here with me. We sure do appreciate you joining us. As always, you can weigh in via 57500. And I want to tell you what happens every day at noon. Every day at noon, instead of having lunch, Alex and I kick off a live stream on YouTube.
You make it sound like we're starving ourselves. Actually, that might be the case for you now.
I've been thinking a lot about food lately in my journey.
Oh, but hold on a minute. We did eat though today on the stream.
We did eat. We had ice cream. And so it's always fun. It starts at noon. Get on YouTube, find KSL Brightside. You can join us. We always have a great crowd in there, and we just love it. That's from noon to about 12:45, and then we end that, and we get ready to come down here to this studio where we're live on the air with you. So come join us at noon if you're not doing anything. If you're just sitting at your desk, then jump on. It's a lot of fun. So in the meantime, though, Alex, I know where my kids are at all time.
You do.
And it's because I pay for their cell phones.
Oh, so you're allowed to, yeah.
And so all of our phones are connected through the Find My iPhone app, and I can always pull it up. And as long as they have a signal, I can see where they are. Do you think this is controversial?
Knowing where my kids are? Absolutely not. I never thought about it being controversial ever because that was kind of the price for entry of. So we have a little bit of a rule. It's not much, and I'm sure, and I still get crap for it, but we get our kids' phones. We've made the age at that kind of 12, 13 number when when they get to junior high. So junior high for us, that's kind of the thing, and it's less about like, well, my friends have it because I hear that all the time, but our own Eric Cabrera, who just stepped into the studio and is going to join us and chat a little bit about this, he had a story about this very thing. If it's Life 360, if it's Find My Friends, we've used all of them before. And I do it to say, looks like you're still not on your way home yet. Curfew's at midnight. You're going to be cutting it close, brother. I use it for all sorts of things, but it's all about parents knowing where the kids are. And here's what the story sounded like, and we'll chat with Eric a little bit about it as well.
It's like Life 360 and Find My Friends are now common tools for parents trying to keep tabs on their kids, especially once they start driving or spending more time away from home. Kelly says it helped her know when her kids were actually where they said they'd be, while Chris says if parents are paying for the phone, they should know what's going on.
It made it easy for me to tell if they were in school. It kind of just cut down their ability to lie to me.
Having the phone is a privilege. We're paying for it. So if you want to keep your phone and have that freedom, you got to keep me up to date.
Some younger people say constant tracking can feel invasive, especially once kids become adults, while many parents argue it simply brings peace of mind in a world where phones already track nearly everything else. Eric Cabrera, KSL News Radio.
We've got Eric Cabrera with us right now in studio. Yes, Eric, is from what you were able to learn, is this just kind of our generation's kind of generational conflict where parents love being able to know where their kids are and kids hate being tracked by their parents.
I think it's exactly that. I also think that, it's interesting speaking with parents on the street about this, right? Because, for context, I have adult-aged kids in their 20s.
How, do you guys still track each other?
Yes, and it's more for fun.
Right.
Right, it's more, and it's also, a convenience thing, right? Which some people told me, like, if they see that they're at work, then they're not going to bother them while they're on their server job.
They go, Dad, where the heck are you, dude?
Yeah.
Why are you over here?
Yeah, and so for our family, it's a little different. It's that. And then my youngest, Emma's not old enough. We have a similar rule that we're instilling that we're going to wait till about 12, 13, something like that. So she doesn't have them, but she has an Apple Watch, and it's connected to cellular.
Right.
And she can call us an emergency. She can call 911, and we can track her too.
Sure.
I think it's interesting
when she charges it. By the way, 'cause that's a freaking
when
problem.
I remember to put it on.
Right.
Is the answer.
Yeah.
A lot of parents don't even really see this nowadays as spying, right, or like keeping tabs. They see it kind of as basic safety, which I think is a big shift from when I was a parent, of my older kids when they were younger, right?
Yeah.
Like all the way back then, because, this might have sounded more extreme a little bit in conversations 10 plus years ago. I feel like a little.
I think I've totally shifted, and then I just forget that was maybe a time frame, because now I look at it and I go, okay, yeah, don't invade their privacy. Don't read your daughter's diary. But I'm going to find out where she is all the time, though. Like, I definitely... Me knowing where all my kids are at any given time, if their phones are next to them, like, I look at that like, I don't look at it like, that's my privilege and you better just put up with it. It's more like we've all come to know this because they look at it like, my parents know where I am. Sometimes it's, oh, crap, my parents know where I am. Or it's, oh, good, my parents know where I am. Like, there's two very different versions of that, and I like both of those.
I know what has caused the shift in perspective, because I agree with you. There are a lot of elements of technology that 20 years ago we were much more nervous about than we are today. Yeah. This is one of them. And I'll tell you why what I think has moved the needle for us, and that is how easy it is to use, how convenient it is to use. Because back then, to have a tracker on your kid required some effort, some forward planning, and expense. Right. Now it's included in your cell phone plan.
That's right.
Right? And so I think that's a big part of it. We're tracking our kids in a way that we didn't, in part because it's so easy. It requires no extra effort, so why not have it, right?
Yeah, exactly. I also think, some families have basically told me the same thing you did, right? Which was, some of the dads were like, well, I'm paying for it, right? I'm paying for it. That's part of the deal. Yep. We get to see where you're at. But I do see this obviously as a positive, right? And I work in news. I know I'm a little jaded, right? I'm a reporter. I look through police reports every day. I'm seeing the worst of the worst. Yeah. And so, you're right. I am all about this technology, and I love it.
I've never, and I don't think my kids have never been like, stop finding me on this thing. They're more along the lines of, they get upset when we don't respond. If I don't respond to a text like immediately, and my kids know what I do for my job, it doesn't matter. They'll call me right now, and they'll be like, where are you? And I'll go, take a wild freaking guess. Where have I been the last 21 years? Like, come on, where do you think I am? And they go, oh, yeah, sorry. Do you know where the snack box is? Whatever. But I'm just telling you, we love it. I like being able to see where my kids are on the map. It does. I have had zero thought that it's invading their privacy of any kind. Now, when you start to go down the road of whether or not spouses are always supposed to be sharing where they're at, I have very specific thoughts from my friends who are like, no, I don't share my location with my wife. And then everybody goes, well, you're a cheater then, obviously. And it's like, no, there's some version of like wanting some autonomy, though. I think we share ours because we do the same thing. We're like, hey, oh, you're right by the, okay, you're on the road right now. Stop at Smith's on the way home, please. Grab X, Y, and Z. I get that all the dang time. So we track each other for the convenience purposes of the parenting side of things. And so I have no problem sharing those things with my family. I do think it's weird, though, because the kids all share their locations now with each other's friends.
Right.
It's just acquaintances, not even freaking really close friends, Eric. They're sharing their locations with acquaintances. That makes me nuts.
So I got a text here. And we can put on our parenting hats here.
Oh, boy, here it goes.
So this is a text from a student. I know they're a student because they weighed in on a segment we did a little earlier. Okay. So this is a young person. They say, I pay for my phone, but my parents still make me be tracked. What do you think? And that's really super interesting. Now, I'm not going to ask how old they are. I'm going to assume they're a minor.
Yeah.
But I think that might be the line. Like, I think that once you hit 18, I think you can ask your parents to turn that off.
And I think that's the majority of what I did ask that question to a lot of the parents, right?
Yeah.
On the street. What happens after that? And I explained to my, what I said earlier, right? Which was, we do it now more for
You
fun.
have a relationship that's like that.
We have
it's
that
there.
relationship.
Yeah.
But yes, that was the answer from most people, which was, well, when they pay for their own phone, they can do whatever they want. They don't have to track it anymore.
And I feel like, so even though, I feel like that's true. I feel like if you are an adult, if you're a legal adult, and your parents are insisting on tracking you, even though you're paying your own expenses, I do think then there is maybe a boundary problem with your parents.
No, it's not a boundary problem. You know what I'm going to do? Because I'm going to do the thing. I'm going to always bring up like, you're still on my health insurance, so I still get to see you on the map.
I had an experience 2 weeks ago.
I'm going to see you on the map. What'd you do? I bought dinner for you the other night. They bought me another month of you being on my map.
I've got a story to share with you guys. This happened to me maybe last week or the week before, just in the last couple of weeks, because I was leaving KSL. And my intention was to go down to Murray, because that's where my other job is in Murray. And so I'm driving down, and I'm just not paying attention, and I get off at 53rd when I should have rounded the belt route and gotten off at State Street on the south.
Fascinating stuff.
But I got off at 53rd, and I think, oh, geez, what do I do? It's not easy to get back on there, so I just thought I'll just wind my way through, right? Get on State Street. And so I'm over by the Costco there on 53rd, and I get a call from my wife, and I immediately knew. I thought she looked to see where I was.
Yep.
And instead of being on the freeway or at KSL or at Teton, I was like in this other weird place. And she goes, "Where are you?"
You're not buying hot dogs at Costco, are you?
If it makes you feel any better, my wife finally guilted me into sharing my location with her.
Oh, see, that's good.
Because she and the kids do, and her sister.
And you were
I was the one. I was the one that was like, nah, you ain't gonna know.
Give me my freedom.
So tell me, I want to know. Why did she want to be able to track you? Did she tell you?
It's exactly that. It's the convenience factor. It's, I'm not going to bother him because he's still reporting at so-and-so.
Yeah.
Well, why didn't you want to be tracked? Like, why did you hold out for so long?
Here comes that guilt part, bro. Yeah. Because the guy, you know why? Because, listen. Because
I'm a lone wolf.
That's the thing, is we have nothing now, don't we? We have nothing. There's no place for me.
Mystery.
I like mystery. We have nothing now.
He's a man of mystery.
International man of mystery.
He's a man of mystery.
You're not helping your cause at all, by the way.
Don't track his cell phone.
No, I
Don't
help.
track his
I love it. All right, Eric Cabrera. Eric, thanks, man. We appreciate
Absolutely.
always having you in the studio. Awesome job as usual. We're going to take the break here. We'll come back. We'll get you ready for Jeff Kaplan's Afternoon News. Stay right here with us. It's KSL Brightside.
Trying to make sense of the markets? Looking to diversify out of all the craziness? Thinking about tangible assets like precious metals? Listen to The Gold Show with Alan Johnson right here on KSL at 3 p.m. Sunday afternoons. Stay up to date on retirement trends, how the IRA rollover process works, and why investors are turning to physical gold. Alan is a national talk show host with decades of experience in the markets. Tune in for Alan's Insights and The Gold Show this Sunday afternoon at 3.
Since 1947, Whipple Service Champions has been Utah's most trusted name for heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical services. Got a high-priced repair bill from another company and you're just not sure about it? Call Whipple. Get a free, no-pressure estimate or bring us their quote for an honest second opinion. Totally free. Whipple Service Champions, Utah's first place for second opinions since 1947. Call 385-273-7167 for your free estimate today. 385-273-7167.
Looking for the perfect Yellowstone getaway? Enter now for your chance to win an unforgettable stay at Three Bear Lodge in West Yellowstone. One lucky winner will enjoy 3 nights lodging for up to 4 people, breakfast for 4, plus 4 tickets to the Grizzly and Wolf Discovery Center, and even a souvenir to remember the trip. From wildlife sightings to unforgettable family memories, this is the ultimate summer adventure. Head to ksl.com/win and enter now.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800 800-292-4541 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-292-4541. That's 800-292-4541. What do you have to lose? Call 800-292-4541. Again, 800-292-4541.
Common Spirit Health. Hospitals, clinics, and caregivers all connected to advance healthcare in Colorado, Kansas, and Utah. Healthcare with human kindness is here. Hello, human kindness.
KSL Brightside with Ethan and Alex. The news just keeps getting weirder on KSL News Radio.
Welcome back. This is KSL Brightside. Our last segment, we're about to pass the baton to Jeff Kaplan for the afternoon news, and a couple of texts I wanted to jump on to. This text says, I'm a middle-aged man, and I share my location with my parents. My mom asks why I'm at the cookie store again. And by the way, did anyone take my advice on those cookies?
That's the part where you go, lay off. I'm not sharing my location anymore if we're going to be talking about what my food choices are.
Did anyone take my advice on the cookies? When you get the cookies from
one of the big whatevers.
One of the big ones.
Yeah.
Wait until the next day to eat them. Give them 1 day.
I've never heard that. I've always heard like the 4.5 seconds in the microwave deal will help, but I don't know about the. I mean, here's the thing.
Just keep them in the box or the bag. Look at them again the next day.
I'm trying to think. There are certain foods that they are better the next day.
There are many foods better the next day.
I have one that like I make that Texas caviar.
Yep.
And
that's a perfect example.
The next day it's unbeatable.
Any kind of salsa I know exactly what you're talking about with the Texas
caviar. Marinates. It literally marinates and it becomes better.
And so anyway, I just was curious if anyone had taken me up on that. And then we got a text from Johnny Socks. He says, "Sorry guys, just got on. Hope I didn't miss anything exciting today.
Nothing.
Any chance there's a recap?"
Oh yeah, go over to wherever you find podcasts and we'll recap it all for you right there.
Well,
minus the commercials.
We should pitch this to Jeff Kaplan. The first section of the news just be a recap of what we did.
Just do 14 and a half minutes of what we talked about during the 3 hours of the program. Jeff, is that too much to ask? If we ask you to
What? I have to do it?
Yeah.
Why don't you guys hang out for 15 minutes, recap your own show?
We walk out, and then I laugh about the stuff that you say about the recap of our show. It's easy.
I can't stay. I have to get back to my other desk.
Oh, listen to this guy. Always finds a way to shoehorn in.
Everybody has a story.
Did I tell you? Did I
you
tell
do.
you?
You have a second job. I know.
Okay, all right.
Good for you.
I've got a story I wanted to share with you, though.
Let me hear it.
So a biotech company they say their mission is de-extinction. Okay, so they want to prevent animals from going extinct, maybe bring back animals that were extinct. They have successfully, they say, hatched a chicken from an artificial eggshell. Now, this is really, really important because with some of the bird species that are going extinct, it's because of environmental conditions that weaken the eggshells of these birds. They don't survive. Remember, I think that was the problem with the California condor, is that because of lead in the environment, their shells were getting super brittle, and they were not maturing. So these people, they say that they have been able to hatch live chickens from artificial eggshells, and they say this could really be a turning point in an effort to stave off extinction in some of these bird species that can really be super vulnerable.
I'd never heard.
Awesome.
I'd never heard the artificial. I'm still waiting on. Sorry, did I miss the? We have the ability to be able to make mammoth, don't we? And it seems more important now than ever, doesn't it?
We have the technology.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if we don't get a live mammoth across the street over here at Delta Center in the next 20 years, while we have this NHL team here,
why is it? It should be at Hogle Zoo.
No. Well, you can bring it down. I'm just saying you put it in the thing and
because it would be miserable at the Delta Center.
Yeah, I'm sure it would be. I'm just saying for the sake of like, didn't we figure out that we have the technology and we still aren't doing it? Why aren't we doing it? Because people are like hung up on, don't mess with nature. And I'm like, no, nature, like, come on, let's figure it out. I want to get a mammoth. I want to get a mammoth. Sure. I want to bring something back that was around 10,000 years ago. And then we bring it back around again. And This isn't Jurassic Park. We're not asking you to bring something back and it could attack us when we figure it out. That's what I'm saying. Like, why don't we? We have all this other stuff where we go, oh, we can hatch chickens from these artificial eggs, and you go, well, we're intervening there. Why aren't we intervening by didn't we have some? Aren't we cloning stuff yet? Come on, bring back your old dog or whatever. Aren't there people who've like exactly cloned their dog that they loved so much, and then they end up finding out like, oh, it ends up being just a tiny bit different. It's not the same exact dog. But.
Yeah, I don't know. I am aware of this technology of which you speak. I don't know exactly kind of what goes into it. I do know that if they bring back the woolly mammoth, it won't exactly literally be the woolly mammoth because they'll have to mix
DNA?
it with like a
frog DNA. I've seen Jurassic Park.
They'll have to mix it with. They'll have to find a really big person.
I don't think it was that. I think it was like some low level elephant that they mix that up with. I don't know.
You know what we could do?
Yeah, what?
Though is if the long hair on the woolly mammoth, find a really really large frame person, you got yourself a Sasquatch.
Yeah.
We could finally do it. We could finally
have the Sasquatch that we always.
Brian texted in. He said eggshell thinning was due to DDT, not lead.
Okay.
Thank you.
The DDT's the pesticide stuff, right?
I think that's right.
Okay.
Yep. And then we got another text at 57500. It says, I just want to say I'm so happy you guys are on air, and I enjoy listening to you guys.
Thank you
during my
so
work
much.
day.
We have a good time doing
awesome.
the show, so there you go.
And then someone else texted in that Tom Brady cloned his dog. Is this true?
I think it is. Yeah, I remember the story. That's what I was remembering. And they were all disappointed because it didn't turn there. It was exactly a match DNA wise with the dog, but the personality didn't turn out to be the exact same. So that you just can't. You could clone me, and it would just be just a more interesting person.
How would that be? You just have this dog. It's so special to you. You love it more than anything. You pay all this money to have it recreated after death, and the dog is lame. It just is terrible. It's mean. It's no fun.
The environment, I don't know what I mean. It's the nature versus nurture discussion. I love how Tom Brady's clone dog is what's pushing us in the direction of that discussion. So thank you so much.
But Tom Brady is an investor in Colossal Biosciences, which did the cloning.
This is the one who did it. Or they're the one who did the cloning.
So what we need to do is let's put in a call to Tom Brady's publicist.
I love the idea of like, hey, could you clone my dog? And they go, well, how much money you got? Look, if you become a massive investor, if you put in $20 million, we'll bring your sweet dog back to you. And then they all knew, they were in the lab, and they go, he knows it's not going to act the exact same, right? He knows it's not going to want to sleep on his bed like his old puppy did. Come on. There's no way. Cloning things just for the idea of, like, I think that it's going to be exactly like this thing was before. It won't be. It won't be. The environment is going to be different.
Do you think they must have had those conversations with him?
Had to have.
And said, Tom, this might not go the way you were hoping it goes.
It'll look like it.
Yeah.
And we can get the haircut, and it'll make it look like it.
You know what? There's a book about this, The Boys from Brazil. Do you remember that book?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's, just because you have Hitler's DNA doesn't mean that you can bring him back.
Right.
Doesn't mean it's going to work.
Quote of the day, everybody, from Ethan Miller.
I'm just saying that's the whole premise. It was a movie too, Boys from Brazil. It's a great book. I enjoyed the book.
Okay.
But, that's a good lesson.
I feel like this was not the direction we were going in this last segment, but you decided, right? Was this the thing that was in the rundown?
This was not in the rundown. I saw this later. I'm gonna. This
is the decision you made, huh?
Well, I'm gonna be punished by Caitlin.
I was gonna say, well, when we end the show with you talking about Hitler, I don't know if that probably helps us understand that was a decision we probably shouldn't have made. Come on, man.
This person texted in, we're a couple million years late on cloning dinosaurs. The DNA is no longer alive.
Yeah, I get it. And that's fine. I'm just saying more along the lines of the woolly mammoth. All right.
Ben says we could use that technology to bring back Spiky the frozen dog. See, now we're just getting into the deep cuts here.
See, Spiky the frozen dog was the one that my friend's dog, they found in their freezer when their renter left. Yep.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And also someone correcting you. It's cowboy caviar, not Texas caviar. But this is what you need to understand about Alex.
Not.
He's from Texas.
Yeah.
And Texans just name random things.
And by the
Texas.
And by the way, cowboy caviar is different than Texas caviar.
Earlier today, he tried to tell me the story about this Texas sheet cake, which is Duncan Hines. So this is just a thing Texans do. They just put Texas on it.
Ethan tried to
try and own it.
Look, the Texas sheet cake is a real thing. It's not like Utah had its own sheet cake and then Texas rolled up and goes, "Hold on a minute, partner, we got our own."
We don't need our own sheet cake. We have Duncan Hines, which is also what Texas has.
I don't think Duncan Hines is even in business anymore.
Of course they are.
Isn't it just Betty Crocker? Isn't
I'm
that
sure
didn't
I'm
they get
confident
absorbed?
they're there.
Wow.
I'm
All right.
confident they're there.
We'll have to have that conversation another time.
So looks like we filled the time.
We did. We got to it, and then we're going to be able to bring you real radio now. Jeff Kaplan's Afternoon News coming right up.